Carvana's so easy, just a click, and we've got ourselves a car. See?
So many cars. That's a click-tastic inventory.
And check out the financing options. Payments to fit our budget. I mean, that's...
Clickonomics 101.
Delivery to our door?
Just a hop, skip, and a click away.
And bought.
No better feeling than when everything just... clicks. Buy your car today on Carvana. Delivery fees may apply.
Hey, Trojan family, what's going on? Welcome back to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyrud. Hope everyone is enjoying your Saturday. Some big recruiting news. Many of you may have heard, but if not, an update regarding the number one defensive lineman in the country, Jalen Brewster. Now, Jalen Brewster has been committed to Texas Tech since about last October. And has seemed like, pretty firm in his stance there. However, with the decision of Texas Tech and Zarnell Fitch to part ways, their defensive line coach, who we've talked about now a lot here on USC LAFB, he was speaking with, I believe, Steve Wiltfong of Rivals, and they asked him, is your commitment with Texas Tech solid? And his response, no. So his recruitment seems fully back open. Now, as of now, he is still committed to Texas Tech, but certainly I believe he will take some visits, as he may have done already, or may have been planning to do already, I should say. But I think that will certainly open things up for other programs, and this is a huge now opening for USC. Now, two reasons why this is big news for USC. One, as we know, as I've talked about, the leader in the clubhouse right now to get the defensive line job for USC is one Zarnell Fitch. So you have to think, if they do end up making that hire, they would now have a very clear path to gaining the commitment of Jalen Brewster. Now, even if Zarnell Fitch does not end up being the defensive line candidate, who knows where he would end up, or if he takes a year off or whatever, that's another story for another day. But I think it would still open things up for USC to go after Jalen Brewster, even whoever they do hire as their defensive line coach. Remember, Gary Patterson, the new DC, while he is not necessarily the defensive line coach, he's had a great tenure with defensive linemen. He's from the state of Texas, which is where Jalen Brewster's from. So there is a connection there, regardless of having Fitch on his staff or not. USC offered Brewster last year, I believe in May of 2025. So there was interest there. There was an offer, as there should be, for the number one overall defensive lineman. But this would just open things up for them to get back in the race, regardless of who they hire as the defensive line coach. So he is, as I said, the number one ranked defensive lineman across all recruiting services, Rivals, 24/7, and ESPN. And Rivals has him as the number one overall prospect, period, in the 2027 class. And in their industry ranking, he is sixth. So an elite player, 6'3", 300 pounds from Cedar Hill, Texas. Certainly someone you'd like to see USC in hot pursuit of, especially if they do end up finalizing a deal to make Fitch their defensive line coach. Can you imagine if they were able to take a big swing and sway and flip Brewster? If they were able to take a big swing, and obviously he's not committed, but he's been heavily linked to Notre Dame, and kind of somewhat flip Marcus Facato. You headline your 27 class with Jalen Brewster and Marcus Facato, the 1 and 2 defensive linemen in the class, and you add them to already the 26 class with Jamian Winfield and Tom Tapui and Luke Wafel and Samota Katawanga, and already then there would be juniors going into that 2027 season with Jakeem Stewart and Floyd Boucard and others. I mean, you talk about the need for elite defensive linemen, the need for elite trench play in the Big Ten. USC would be the best in terms of talent in the country. When you go from Jakeem Stewart to Jalen Brewster, from your junior to freshman, and oh, by the way, Jamian Winfield and Luke Wafel are in the middle there, plus potentially Marcus Facato, the Olu product, it should get you excited. So, long way to go on this. But the fact that he is not solid anymore in his commitment with Texas Tech should get USC fans excited, and absolutely should get USC and their recruiting excited to hopefully pursue this young man and get back on their radar. Everyone else will be doing the same. Oregon, Notre Dame, in-state schools, Texas and Texas A&M. They still would probably have a really upper leg if they want to try to keep him in the state of Texas going against Texas Tech. So not saying this will be easy. Even if they do hire Fitch, they're still going to be going up against it. It's going to be a pricey haul in terms of NIL, but certainly one to watch for, and certainly one that USC should open the door back up and be in the running. So wanted to let you know, update on that. I'll keep you posted on anything I hear, any rumors, and obviously once we know the defensive line coach hire, that will certainly provide some clarity on perhaps a direction they will go regarding Jalen Brewster. So thank you, family. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button here at the USC LAFB show. I appreciate it. Let's keep this thing rolling. This has been so fun. And hey, the offseason is just getting going. We finally will have our coaching staff settled here in the next week or so, and then it's full on just spring ball and recruiting as we head into kind of the dark days of June and July. But hey, well, I'm here for you. USC LAFB will get you through the offseason, and we got plenty to talk about, always something to talk about with USC. So appreciate you, and as always, family, fight on. Hey, Trojan family, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the USC LAFB show. Before you go, let me tell you quickly about our friends over at Sleeper. Go right now, download the Sleeper app. It's the #1 sports app, not just for season-long fantasy, but they've got live pickers, they've got live stat updates, they've got a chat that you can chat with other users, plus the daily pick'em, which is a blast, or daily fantasy, whatever you want to call it. You go and pick 2 to 8 players across any sports. If you're talking USC, go choose J.D. Maiava in his next matchup. Pick more or less passing yards, more or less touchdowns. You stack those, and you can win real money. When you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code USCLAFB. You're going to get a match deposit up to $100. Put in $100, you get $100 free to play with from Sleeper. Put in $10, they'll match you that $10. So now you're sitting at $20 to play with. But also right now, for any new users, no deposit required. You get $20 free entry. You can stack both. You can get the $20 for free. Go make a deposit. Use USC LAFB. And now you've got a bunch of free money to play with right there on the Sleeper app. Check it out, Trojan family. And when you do, tell them the guys at the USC LAFB sent you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.